2010 Tour of California really started off great for Team Radio Shack. They went up Oakville Grade, they went up the Trinity Climb. Team Radio Shack had a bunch of guys up there in sort of the main group.
The 2010 Tour of California has been a great week for Team Radio Shack. I think we were the strongest team during the week. We animated the race almost every stage. There was at some point we took control and really made some aggressive racing.
Levi had a really strong performance throughout the entire race. The team was really kind of set up to support Levi to win. The first day that was really kind of pivotal was the third stage, the Bonnie Doon climb into Santa Cruz. The pack kind of started to split up, and the three real GC guys of the race, Levi from Radio Shack, Dave Zabriskie from Garmin, and Michael Rogers from HTC, really kind of separated themselves from the rest of the guys. And it was clear they were going to be the main guys for the general classification.
This year's Tour of California had the same critical points in the race that it had in the years past. Bonnie Doon was the most selective climb of the race this year as well as last year.
One of the nice surprises was Lance. His form had been pretty rocky most of this year. He had done Gila just a couple weeks before that and was really flat there. It was really nice to see in this race, especially on the Bonnie Doon climb, he was riding real well, and it was the first kind of spark of a bright note for Lance this season. It was too bad soon after Lance crashed and was basically out of the race. And that really kind of took the ability for Team Radio Shack to use as many options as that they could have. You know, that made it a challenge to change the strategy. And the strategy was support Levi. Lance was riding well. Looked like he was going to be able to play that role, which would have given the team a lot more options. Just didn't turn out that way. Now, if you looked at the layout of the race, you could see that the last 2 days were going to be pivotal. The time trial and then the final circuit race. So it was really going to come down to the last 2 days.
I said before the race and now after the race, it's apparent that the time trial was the most decisive of all. Tour of California needs an uphill finish. We haven't had that yet, and that would really round it out so that we'd have a mini Tour de France. Looking back on the result, third place, and riding very well, I can be happy with it. I'm not too disappointed. Of course I wanted to win, but I always said coming into the race that if I don't win, it's kind of like I just lose, you know?
You got to hand it to Michael Rogers. He was clearly, you know, just that much better than Levi and Dave Zabriskie.
The level of competition was much higher this year. Dave Zabriskie and Michael Rogers were on par with what I was competing at the last 3 years, and obviously made a tougher race because I came out in third place instead of first.